to vote on this in due course.
Danny Kruger. Very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I'll be brief because I want to make a simple point about in support of the new offence of locking on. I'm conscious that the debate, in a sense, has become a sort of proxy for argument about how serious we take the threat of the climate crisis. And I don't really want to go down that road, but I do acknowledge that the people on the other side are very sincere in this, including Roger Hallam, who's the sort of the principal villain of this debate. And I know Roger Hallam slightly. I've met with him and talked to him, and I respect his views. I think there are people who want to tear down our society, who are essentially revolutionary in their intent. I don't think he is, or the people who work with him. But he does have this absolute sense that our civilization is under threat unless we take very, very radical action to change our economy, and he's entitled to that opinion. The question is how far it's appropriate to go in support of the cause. And actually, Mr. Deputy Speaker, these debates that we're having now are about a new question of climate change and about these new tactics. But actually, it's a very old debate. This place, as we've been discussing, has experienced enormous protests over the years. These streets outside have known crowds of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people protesting against the government. The question is the action that can be taken by those protesters. And historically, we had quite a clear distinction in this country about what was acceptable and what wasn't. And the distinction was made between what was called moral force and physical force. And moral force is simply the demonstration of an opinion, showing that you're standing up and being counted, showing your view, showing that you count, and expecting legislators to take notice of that. Physical force is going beyond that, using physical power of some form to obstruct what the government is actually trying to do, or what the law is trying to do. And that is the situation we're in now. The locking on, attaching yourself permanently to public infrastructure or to the roads, is not moral force. It's not simply standing there and being counted. It's actually inviting the physical intervention of the police. It's not rioting, it's not using violence against people, but it is inviting physical intervention. And that is why it's unacceptable. It is a new tactic. We do need to... pleasure to give way. Yeah.
Clause 2, the offence of being equipped for locking on, says a person commits an offence if they have an object with them with the intention that it may be used in the course or in connection with the commission of the offence of locking on. So, is the Honourable Gentleman saying if somebody has a heavy bicycle chain and padlock to secure their motorbike, which can be used in the commission of locking on, they should be made a criminal?
For that intervention. The fact is that going equipped to commit an offence is a criminal offence in itself. And we are creating a new offence here, and it is necessary to provide that preventative measure as well. And what the bill allows is for police to take action in a very dynamic and fast-flowing situation in order to search and to prevent the commission of a crime. So I support the measure. Give way.
Yeah, as someone who for decades has gone around with a heavy chain and a padlock to secure my motorcycle, I have never ever found myself in a situation where I was carrying that device but didn't have my motorcycle with me. So when you think about it, however, what my honourable friend is explaining so lucidly has been thought of before, and I go back again to the anti-nuclear protests, and there was even a term for it. It's called NVDA, which is non-violent direct action. And it is not violent, but it is not really peaceful either, because it is deliberately breaking the law. And that, I think, is the distinction he's trying to draw correctly between that and peaceful, legitimate protest.
I thank my right honourable friend very much for his intervention. He's absolutely right. So I end with this observation that the protesters that we are dealing with, even if they have honourable intent and they're entitled to their opinion, who knows, they may be right about the climate crisis, but they are not allowed to use our tradition of liberty against us, and it is necessary to update the law in order to criminalise this particular form of protest. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Diane Abbott.